Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a closer look at the introduction for the English for Everyone Speak, Write, Listen podcast.
Right.
The idea is to sort of cut through the usual intro chat and really understand their approach, what it actually means for you if you're trying to learn English effectively.
Exactly. We're kind of reverse engineering their opening pitch, seeing what's really there for someone serious about learning.
Okay, so what's the first thing that jumps out?
Well, they say right away it's for everyone, from like total beginners all the way up to people wanting to sound almost native.
That's a huge range, isn't it? Catering to beginners and advanced learners.
It is. And that immediately raises a question, doesn't it? How do you actually do that effectively in one podcast? It suggests they need a super flexible format.
Yeah, because beginners need the basics, the real foundations. But advanced folks, they're looking for nuance, refining skills. It feels like a big stretch.
It's definitely ambitious.
Yeah.
Then they highlight the core skills, speaking, writing, and listening.
Okay, practical focus. That sounds good for anyone who wants to, actually use the language.
Sure. But again, the how is missing. How are they teaching all three? And adapting that for such different levels simultaneously. It's tricky.
It really is. And they also mention making it fun and engaging. Now, fun is great, keeps you motivated, but
But is it enough? That's the key thing. Engagement is vital, no doubt. But sometimes, focusing too much on fun might mean skipping over the tougher, maybe less fun, but necessary parts of learning.
right. Like, does fun sometimes come at the cost of actual solid instruction? Could it be a bit superficial?
It's a potential pitfall, yeah. You need that balance. Enjoyment helps things stick, but you also need the substance, the pedagogical structure underneath.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, what else? They talk about community, building a welcoming space, a community of learners.
Mm-hmm. Which sounds nice, very supportive. But practically speaking, how does a podcast really build a community? It's mostly a one-way street, isn't it? Listening.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe it's more about creating a feeling like you're not alone in learning.
Possibly. A sense of shared journey, perhaps. But actual interaction, connection, that's harder to see just from listening. Maybe they have other channels, forums or something, but the intro doesn't specify that.
Good point. Then there's the goal of empowerment, helping you communicate confidently.
Confidence is huge in language learning. Absolutely crucial.
But how do they foster that? Just giving tips isn't always enough to build real confidence, right? You need to actually speak, maybe fail a bit.
Exactly. Confidence usually comes from trying things out, seeing you can actually do it. So their lessons would need to somehow push you to apply what you learn, maybe through exercises or suggested practice.
Perhaps they wrap it up with an invitation, subscribe, join the exciting adventure. It's positive language.
It is. It's a nice tone. But ultimately, your success, your actual learning, depends entirely on what's in those lessons, the quality, the structure.
So the intro paints a picture. Friendly, accessible, covering the key skills for everyone.
Pretty much. But the big questions remain. Can they really cater effectively to that huge range from absolute beginner to near fluent? And does the fun community vibe translate into, well, you actually learning English properly?
Right. So summarizing the takeaways, English for Everyone aims wide, promising practical skills in an engaging, community-focused way. Seems designed to be very approachable.
But the effectiveness for you really depends on whether their methods match that broad ambition and if the focus on fun and belonging delivers real learning progress across all those levels.
Which leads us to a final thought for you to consider. They talk about learning together on an adventure. Beyond the nice phrasing, what does learning in a community, even a virtual one, truly offer? How might that sense of adventure or shared experience actually boost your individual progress in ways you might not expect? Something to think about.